Hi everyone, it's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts on Sunday. I hope you all have had a great week. Today I'm going to be talking about a film from 1944 entitled The Uninvited. This film is about a brother and sister who go hiking one day along the English coast, and they happen upon a gorgeous seaside mansion that they immediately fall in love with. They go to inquire about it, and from the gentleman who owns the house, he wants to get the house off his hands, and so they want to know why he's so eager about it. He tells them about some of the rumors and that the house is sick but not haunted, but they still love the house anyway, and they can't turn down the amazing price, so they purchase the home, as well as meet the very beguiling granddaughter of the older gentleman. Upon moving into the house, almost immediately they discover that the rumors are indeed true, and they hear crying in the night. So they try to inquire more about what's going on and who the voice could possibly be. So they start to delve into the history of the house. While doing this, our male lead, played by Ray Milland, starts to slowly fall in love with the granddaughter, played by Gail Russell. She tells them as much as she knows. She loves the house, but the house does not love her. In fact, it tries to kill her. So, during all of these journeys of trying to find out what is going on, they meet some very interesting people and some interesting spirits. I've seen this movie I don't know how many times, and it never gets old for me. It's just really, really enjoyable. I wouldn't quite call it a horror film, more of a thriller. The performances, I think, are pretty decent. So, there's a little bit of camp thrown in there, but it's not cheesy in any way. So it doesn't really compare to today's horror films, but it still gives you a pretty spooky feeling. And the special effects in this are pretty good, especially considering the time. Like, they don't look cartoony at all. They do look like they're almost made of smoke, but you know it's not smoke because it's actually a form. So I definitely recommend checking this movie out. Ray Milland plays the lead role. At this point in time, he was more doing kind of, the dashing leading man or just fluff roles, although the same year he starred in Fritz Lang's Ministry of Fear. But the following year he got a really good role in The Lost Weekend, where he actually won an Oscar for his performance in that movie. Ruth Hussey plays his sister in this film. She was more of a supporting role. She didn't have that many starring roles in movies. She was also in another movie that I reviewed on here several months back, The Philadelphia Story, where she also played a supporting character in that. Gail Russell, who plays the romantic counterpart to Ray Milland, she's really sweet in this film. You can tell that she's pretty vulnerable, but it works for the character in this. Unfortunately, her insecurities that showed in this role also reflected very much how she was in real life. In fact, during the filming of this, she took to drinking, and upon completion of the film, she had a nervous breakdown. But afterwards, she was able to bring herself back a bit, and she starred in Lewis Allen's film Our Hearts Were Young and Gay, which he directed the following year. In fact, that was based on the memoirs of Cornelia Otis Skinner, who also plays the very creepy Miss Holloway in this film. Apart from Our Hearts Were Young and Gay, Lewis Allen also directed Suddenly, where you can see Frank Sinatra playing a paid political assassin. That movie I didn't care too much for. I wouldn't really recommend watching it, although Sterling Hayden gives a really good performance. This film, however, I would recommend watching it. In fact, I highly recommend giving it a go. It has a beautiful score. Stella by Starlight was written specifically for this film. Unfortunately, I don't think I can play it, although it is quite a standard piece. 3 years after this film made its debut, along with the song, lyrics were put to the score, and Frank Sinatra did a cover of it. Gorgeous. Also, Dick Haymes and several other people have sung this song. Ella Fitzgerald, whole number of jazz singers. It's just a really popular jazz standard. So, great movie, great score. I highly recommend it. and this is an Atom rating of safe. So anyone can watch this and not have just the bejesus scared out of them. So go check this one out, and I will see you next week. Till then, goodbye.